Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms for September 19th. 9/19/19. Nothing special, just it's a lot of nines happening.
19s.
19s?
We got some 19s going.
But we can't get 19/19/19.
No, never.
It just doesn't
Unless
work.
randomly they decide to add some months.
If you're in the UK, 19/9/19.
There you go.
What was it? Not right now. What was it? It was like a week ago. Someone said all the dates are added up. I can't remember.
It was me, and it was about the drawing challenge. Someone put 11/9/19, and I was like, it is not November. And then it turned out it was the 9th.
Well, I'm saying is that they were saying it was backwards and forward. It's the same numbers back and forth.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know.
Because 19.
It would be 9/9/19. Because then 9/19. No, never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, because 9/19/19.
Yeah.
So it's the same backwards and forward. I don't know, they shared it all back. I don't know. It's not important to this podcast, even though we just totally went there. This is where we go over the Twilight Zone, which comes out on Tuesday. It's all of Black Mirror, which we've already done, and Love, Death, Robots, which we're doing today. Episode 5 of the first season, called Sucker of Souls. I don't know if I saw a lot of soul sucking in this one, though.
No. It was just a name.
Yeah, it was a name. So, this one is, it's an easy summary.
Pretty much a treasure hunter, scientist. What do you want to call him?
I think they're like scientists.
Well, it's like
hired mercenaries.
There's 2 scientists and then hired mercenaries.
Yes.
They go down to a tomb.
Yes.
To find Dracula. That's it.
There you go. And that's kind of what this episode is about. I think I really liked the 2D or the
animation style was
the drawn anime or how it was drawn or how it looked really cool, really nice. I really enjoyed it. I think it's the only episode in this entire thing that looks like this.
It is very reminiscent of old anime styles and just the dialogue versus like how their mouths are moving and the sketchiness of it and everything like that.
So very, very coolly. The most, I hate to say amateurish, but the most simplest animation in the entire thing as well. Mm-hmm. Because when we look at another cool 2D hand drawn one is, of course, Good Hunting. Good Hunting, but it's like beautiful drawn. Yes. It's like gorgeous. Or this isn't gorgeous, but it's really cool looking how it's done. I don't know. I can't find the right word for it. But it looks nice. I like how it's drawn. It's uniquely drawn.
Nowadays anime versus, as I said, older anime styles, or like
a little more like
cartoons.
Outlaw Star.
Yeah.
Because Outlaw Star also had like almost a rough sketch animation versus something a little more clean-ish anime like Brotherhood or something.
Yeah. Which makes sense. So we've done a top level. We've done what we like about it. What do we not like about it?
Well, I like how it opens. I like what we get. I like the characters. I like the action. I like the story. I don't like that we skip a middle section, and I don't really care for how it ends.
And
I think some dialogue choices were interesting. Maybe not completely necessary.
Oh.
It's like, do we really need to?
Oh, well, yeah.
Certain things they said, it's like, do we really need to?
Yeah, there are certain levels that they didn't really have to go to, but they just decided to. Certain jokes that they played out on. And
it's like, did we need to, though?
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I found it interesting. I found it enjoyable to watch. It was funny and fun and
actiony and gory, and I enjoyed it for all those reasons.
Yes. So what did we rate?
What do we rate? One of these days, I'm just going to break down and just buy the companion cubes.
It's a lot.
To make myself feel better.
Let's see.
It's $80.
80, yeah.
It's $80 minimum.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's
just so I
a
can
lot.
push him off a table. It's a lot just for that.
Do we have smaller ones? And then he can be the big one, and we just have smaller companion teams that you can just flick off and hopefully not hit the camera. When you're just like, well, bam.
Build like little origami
You can do it.
out of paper. Oh, they're too expensive. Anyways, what are we rating this? I think we decided it's a good episode. It's a fun episode. It's not quite. As far as what we've seen, it's probably on the bottom of what we've seen.
Yeah. But overall, it wasn't like the
Which isn't
worst.
saying badness, because we've seen a lot of great stuff.
Yes, it's difficult when you have such high ratings on everything else to just decide what doesn't quite make the mark. So.
And this one isn't. It's not great. It's good and it's enjoyable, but it's not great. So we're gonna go with a solid 3.
So we lost 2 cubies. So 3 out of 5.
Next week's gonna be interesting.
Oh god.
It is only a 6-minute episode, and we'll turn into probably like a 35-minute episode.
And it'll mostly just be filler.
Oh, next week. Anyways, now we're jumping into spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was only 12 minutes long.
Yeah, Stefan, this is definitely one that no matter what, no matter how you feel about it, no matter how you rate it,
It flies by.
It flies by, but not only that, go watch it. It was fun.
Yes, it was fun.
It's definitely, as I said, gore, language, so be careful if you're in that kind of situation as far as
Gore,
kids, anything
language,
like that.
nudity.
Yeah.
It's got all of it.
Oh. Is that really considered nudity?
The vampire's dick flying around half the episode, I would say, was nudity.
That's not what I was talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I apparently didn't pay attention to it as much as he did, but...
I mean, it was there. They even... We're in spoilers. They even shot it off. They made a point to shoot it off.
Yeah, that's the only part I remember. But and then, of course, him standing there. But I guess it's because there's a lot more detail they could have gone into.
There is.
It is a bump. It is literally a bump, okay?
That's a little more than a bump. But, no, they could have done a lot more. No, they didn't. But it's still there. And even more so when they point it out so they could shoot it off.
For some reason, I don't know why, but I thought you were talking about the cat screwing. And I was like,
no.
I don't really consider me. That's more like sexual content, but...
No.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about that. Yes. You mentioned it now.
At one point in time, there are kitties up on a little banister thing getting it on, but...
That's kind of a funny little joke. Yeah. It's like, oh, of course, that's where the cats are.
Yeah.
Just when we need them, that's where they are.
It was just funny, because he's just like, pretty much, where are the flippin' cats? Oh, the cats are flipping. So.
Yeah, it's a nice little back and forth, and animals just tend to do what they want to do.
Yeah, they don't care.
So often.
We need you to save us. Oh, no.
Yeah, they don't care.
It's just like every horror movie ever when you're like, I need you, I need the hero, and the hero's over there getting it on with his girlfriend, and you're like, well, that's not. It's not where you need to be.
Fun episode. We're in spoilers, so it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, my issue with the episode, now we're in spoilers, which aren't huge issues, but issues enough for my opinion, is we start off with them being chased. Like, okay, this is a cool setup. They're being chased, the doctor and him, they got blood all over them, they never show what it is. And then we go back. Like, cool, we've seen this before. This has happened before. But then we never 100% go back to where the beginning ever started. We never identifiably see exactly where that was. Yes, you can make assumptions, logical, good guesses, where it's at, where it more than definitely is. But they never go back and actually show it.
I don't think it's one of those things where it has to be spelled out for you, though. It's kind of easy to see it. For me, I guess it's because I've read so many books even. I've watched so many things where they literally
I didn't need the entire scene again. I just needed a snippet showing that same scenario that we saw in that era. Even down to like, oh, maybe the very end of it where like, oh, we're being the dark and the black, and you see him bust through the door. It could have been 2-3 seconds of being like, okay, we're definitely back to where we started and we're moving forward.
I don't know. I didn't have that big of an issue with that.
I did. I didn't think it was I didn't think it was good storytelling.
I don't know.
Personally.
As far as the ending goes, I feel like it was just a setup for something else, or possibly could be a setup for something else.
And that's the issue. With an anthology series, this very clearly seems like episode 1 of at least 2.
Yes, and that is an issue, being that an anthology in itself is supposed to be a full story wrapped up.
To any kind of degree. And is very, very, very clearly not remotely wrapped up. You can kind of assume they all die, but you also could kind of assume this is exactly where you end on an episode to pick up on the next, how they escape.
Yes.
This is a cliffhanger episode to another episode that doesn't exist.
So yes, it would have been different if within that last second, like, they literally started tearing into them. That'd be a bit different.
Give us a definitive they died, or definitive they escaped. But a who knows?
Yeah.
Again, it just felt like episode 1.
Yeah.
Which
I agree with.
Which, again, if there were more episodes, great! I'm in! But with an anthology series, that's not kind of the point.
Yeah.
And I think really the only episode in the entire thing that actually does that doesn't, like, some kind of way wraps itself up.
Yeah.
I mean, even the yogurt episode in 6 minutes wraps itself up. So we may not care for the episode, but it still wraps itself up. Where this one's just like, cool, I want to see... There's nothing more. Okay.
Yeah.
30 seconds. You could have finished things. 10 seconds, you could have finished things. Just... Something.
Give us something, or...
It reminds me a little bit of,
make a decision.
Like Smithereens.
Yes.
Like, it's an anthology. Okay, you left it on a cliff, but we needed some kind of closure. Bad or good, I don't care which one. Just closure in general helps a lot.
Yes. So overall, as far as this episode went, it was enjoyable to watch. It was fun. It was entertaining.
Oh, yeah, still very entertaining.
Fast-paced, really great. But it was just, there were some key plot points, apparently, that just did not go well, especially the end.
Yeah, we get it. None of it was bad. These aren't even huge complaints.
No.
Just something that I personally didn't like.
Yeah.
That I think taken 3 seconds would have fixed. Actually, give me 5 extra seconds on the entire episode with a couple keyframes. The episode would actually, I think, could even have been a 4.
Yeah.
But I think those few things that I personally feel they leave out kind of just detracts from the episode.
Yes.
I think unnecessarily. Unless you're building to a sequel. Or a second one.
Which then kind of negates the
anthology purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's quite a few episodes in Love and Death and Robots. That would be like, I'd love to see a second episode. Defeats the purpose of an anthology series, but I'd love to see more because they build such cool worlds.
Which, I mean, sometimes with anthologies, like books, shows, anything like that, the reason why they do put out some of this content is as like a test. Some artists are like, okay, I want to test to see if anyone would actually be even interested in this. So they'll publish a small story in a magazine, or they'll put out a book, like a story inside of an anthology series. And then when someone's like, oh, I really love this, they're like, oh, I can base a novel series off that. Or
there's quite a few episodes in here that'd be cool as a spin-off series into itself. Maybe not like episode 2s in the second series of anthologies, but a spin-off series. But if we were going to get one, we would have known about it by now.
Yeah.
We know we're getting Love, Death, and Robots Season 2, but logically, it's going to be another 18 episodes, all short stories, different things.
Yes.
So we're never going to get sequels or different things to these, which it's fine. I mean, again, it's the point of anthologies, but there are some awesome episodes. That would be amazing to see more.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But this is one of those episodes that we're not going to get another one, and it just it feels like it should. It feels like it didn't wrap up. And it felt like we needed a little more.
Yeah.
And the animation was cool.
Yes.
And the world kind of they were trying to build was cool. That I would be totally down to see more.
It was fun learning that they called... It wasn't vampires and then Dracula. It was the Dracula and Draculas.
It was interesting.
There's not vampires. There's Draculas.
And interesting that for whatever reason, Draculas are scared of cats.
Yes.
I mean, we got that from, like, The Mummy. It's like, oh, because they were revered, and we can make some logical jumps to why that might work. I've never heard of why Dracula's, these vampire demon things, are scared of cats.
That one I haven't heard before, but it's something to look into. I 100%, though, I think one of my favorite parts about the animation style, or at least the things they did, was I loved the peel parts. They had 2 of them in here. I know it's weird, but I loved how they did it. They had 2 of them in here. One was the college student where he got sliced in half, and as he peeled apart, it went all the way down to his brain. And then Dracula getting blown up, his full disintegration pattern.
I liked it, but it almost seemed out of place in this particular show.
It almost seemed weird, but yeah.
It didn't, in my opinion, it didn't quite fit. Now, yes, if we watched we started watching, there was a bunch of episodes of these, and it was something that kind of thematically kept happening. You'd be like, okay, it's a part of what they're doing. But it felt a little strange, in my opinion, in what we're doing. Yes, it looked cool. It was visually like, that's really interesting. We've seen the whole, before the clean cut, and then the, like, and then they cut.
Yeah.
That's something that happens, but not so much the, like you said, the peel away of each individual piece downward.
So I enjoyed that.
It looked cool.
But overall, definitely an episode to go watch.
Still, a very enjoyable episode. That 12 minutes felt like 5 minutes, in my opinion. It went by very quickly, but it is a fast-paced, action-y episode. Actually, I guess the slowest episode I guess we've had really was 3 Robots. Because that is really just a slow-paced episode. But because it's such like dark humor and funny, it works so well for it.
Yeah.
Where most of the other episodes have always had, it's really building into something. There's cool action pieces and things. Even in like yogurt, but it has to be quick. It's only 6 minutes, so there's not much. You can't sit back and chill because
I'm glad it's only 6 minutes.
Come on, other people really like this episode.
Okay.
Let's give it a second try. We're giving it a second try.
Okay.
We're giving it a second try. It's going to be a 5. Watch it. No, it won't. But it definitely won't. We won't like it that much. There's no way. But anyways, like, subscribe, comment. We'd appreciate all those things. But as always, you can reach me at Stars on Travel. Reach me at KZ Pup. Reach the show at Beyond Our Focus everywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
Maybe.
Not on the moon or Mars or Venus. We're not there yet.
Maybe someday.
One day we'll beam to space.
Give us your tips if you've made it that far.
Yes.
If your legacy has reached outside of Earth, let us know.
I'd love to. That'd be cool. It'd be really cool. I'll personally shoot a documentary. I'll bring the camera and everything. Let me know where you're at. But anything else?
Nope, I think we're good.
Till next time, long days and pleasant nights.